So my dad started to teach me the letters of the alphabet when I was 2. And for my 3rd birthday, he gave me a book that he made himself with the letters of the alphabet and with drawings that he made. Ape. And I remember being 3 and being amazed by this foot that was a hand. Yeah. And so by the time I was 6, I could read. And I loved to spell out a magazine he had that was called Panorama. And it came monthly or something. So I was 6 years old and I was reading the latest edition. And it was filled with sensational stories. And there was this article about this tennis player, and I didn't understand the words really, so I was really spelling it out, because on one page you saw a full-page pic of him on the court, with his racket and its sharp nose and wavy hair and muscular, energetic person. And on the next page was his twin sister, or so it seemed. But I was fascinated by this woman because she had this energy that I had never seen before in any woman that I had seen in my short life. And so I started really spelling out this article to find out who this woman was. And it turned out that it was him. He had transitioned. He was Renee Richards. And so at a certain point I felt my mother hovering over me. And she... a cat is sitting down on my arm, so I can't move my arm anymore. And now he's biting my hand because he is... Well, I'm in selfie mode. I can't film the asshole. So, my mom... Yeah, now I lost it. So my mother was hovering over me, and she was very upset. I could hear it in her voice. I had never heard her voice so scared. And I decided to be honest as possible, because it was my one chance to tell her who I was. Because I had always felt, ever since my sister was born, that something was wrong, because I was a girl too. But I didn't have a vagina like my sister and my mother had. And I realized when my sister was born, between the time she was born, when I was 3, and the time I read this article when I was 6, I realized that I was going to become like my dad. And I loved my dad, but I was always looking at my mother when she was doing her hair or her makeup, and I was always wearing her nightgowns and pretending I was a princess, or Pippi Longstockings. And I didn't play pretend only playing pretend and feeling your innermost identity are different things. I felt, although I also played Dracula and Jesus and orangutan I felt at my core that something was wrong with me, because I didn't want to grow up to become like my dad physically. I wanted to become like my mother. And so I told her, is it possible to transition at a younger age and without having to grow up all the way and become so hairy? And it ended badly with her saying that she'd rather lock me up and throw away the key. So, yeah, these things are traumatizing to relive, but they belong to our stories as trans women and trans children. I mean, whenever I hear people talk about, that trans children don't exist because children love to play pretend, I go like, yeah, hey, but, I was a trans child. And only after my operation, they told me I was also intersex. They didn't want to tell me before because they didn't want to let it affect my decisions, for which I wasn't very thankful, because you're treated and you feel like you're crazy. And that would really so have helped me to find out, that I was intersex, but that I had more female chromosomes than male. Would have helped me understand that I wasn't crazy. But people don't really care that much about how trans persons feel. That's the weirdest thing. Okay, this is enough for today, I think.